Okay, take 2, block 3 of the William Morris Block of the Month at Quilting for you. Yeah, okay, so just a reminder, this is a private YouTube video for Julie and Robin. This is fabric 1, and I'm using Julie's kit because mine is already cut up. And you're gonna do 4.5 inch square, just one on point. And so do your best method on that. You don't have to fussy cut, it's very busy, but both Liz and I did. But I don't know if it will really matter. Both of us have not yet finished, so I can't show you the finished one yet. Anyway, so that's block or fabric number 1, and really easy cut. Fabric number 2 is this one. Pulling it out. That one. And it's 2.5 inch by 8.5 inch, and 2.5 by 4.5. So what we did, and I'm sorry for making you guys dizzy, but it's pretty much a square. I don't remember if mine was a square, but probably was. Anyway, stripology, I did 3 strips of 2.5 inches from this, and then I subcut 2 of those strips, so that I had 2.5 by 8.5. Then the third strip, I cut it to 9 inches, and then the 9 inches in half by 4.5. So I got 2.5 by 4.5. Okay, so that is fabric number 2. Don't need to fussy cut. Fabric number 3 is dark green. This one, and this is one where again I laid it out long ways, that way, and I used my stripology and cut 6 2.5 inch strips, and from those strips I subcut to 3 2.5 inch squares. Okay, hopefully that helps. That's how I did it. And then for the background fabric, it's kind of hard to do this with one hand. I think Liz's was a bit more square, and so hers was just a little different than mine, but kind of the same concept. So we need 4 2.5 inch by 8.5 inch and 4 2.5 inch squares. And what we did was we pretty much, it's a square, it's a bit of a rectangle, but it doesn't matter. We did 2.5 inch strips. We only cut 4 2.5 inch strips, and then once we cut the 8.5 from the 2.5 inch strip, we then cut a second square for 2.5 inch square. And so we got, with each strip, we got 1 2.5 by 8.5 and 1 2.5 inch square. So that's why you only need 4 strips. This particular one is 12 inches that way, which is, so we can do it that way. But if your if your piece of fabric that you got is different, then you just modify it accordingly. Okay, thanks, bye.